If you are new to the channel, do me a huge favor if you don't mind, smash subscribe, smash thumbs up. Again, welcome to the channel. Let somebody else know about this channel. On this channel, it's specifically designed to teach you the importance of being able to make money when you're not at work. So I'll teach you some things that I've learned over the years, some things that have changed my life, put me in a better position. And hopefully these things you can use and take advantage of, and they can change your life as well. So let's get into it. So the Fed came out just recently. Jerome Powell came out and just recently said that the Fed is going to work really hard to cut the interest rates this year. Now, a couple of things. We know that they love to cut interest rates, they being the Fed. They love to cut interest rates during election years because this is good for the party that's in power. I hate this bipartisan thing in America, but it's divided the country. You vote for who you want to vote for, but just make good decisions. Look at policy. Don't get caught up. This is just my advice to all voters, and it's really it doesn't have a lot to do with this video, but listen, don't get caught up in the emotional side. Detach from emotions. Use logic. Go based on your beliefs and based on policy. That's the way you vote. You don't always listen to the media. Take it with a grain of salt. The media will literally tell you anything. They do not care. They will straight up lie to you. The media is savage. They will tell you whatever they need to tell you. They have sat there and lied to us for the past 4 years, telling us that Joe Biden has been running circles around the White House, that he's active, he's involved in everything. And sadly, that's not true. So be very careful. Whoever you vote for, we can still be friends. That's the beauty of this country. You can vote for whoever you would like to vote for. It does not make me your enemy, nor will you become my enemy, right? So we may not agree on everything, but that's fine. That's the beauty of America. I always tell people, they're like, hey, America's this and that. It's got some problems. I know, but you don't see people breaking out of America, do you? No, they're breaking into America. They want to be here. So it's still an amazing place to be. And we're definitely thankful to be here and be born here and not have to go through all of the things that so many go through trying to get into this country. So very, very grateful to be born here. Love this country. And I hope you guys feel the same. So, and if you don't, I don't care. I love this country. So, because we got a lot of soft people out here in the world today. A lot of soft people. A lot of soft people. And if you're soft, I'm probably not going to be one of your good friends. Just not in me, okay? I had a very tough upbringing, and so too many soft people out here, you get your feelings hurt too easily. No, listen, we don't have to be enemies if we don't agree. You can vote for whichever candidate you believe is best for you in your future. I'm going to do the same. My advice is just don't vote emotionally, vote logically, and do it that way, okay? So let's get into it. Jerome Powell comes out. In fact, I'll pull it up. So Jerome Powell comes out and says the Fed wants to cut rates, okay? And so that's trending in the news today. In fact, the markets are probably doing great. I should start doing this like every other day, just coming on, give you guys a real like non-bias perspective. So, and just give you the real deal, which is what I typically do on here, and then you could always decide what's best for you. Comes out and says that the Fed is actually so really quickly, I don't assume that everybody knows what the Fed is. Not long ago, I didn't know what it was. So with that in mind, the Fed is short for the Federal Reserve Bank, which is pretty much the government's, I almost said something. I'm not going to say it. Lord Jesus, I'm not going to say it. I almost said pimp. I did say it. So the Fed is so if you need a loan, you typically go to borrow from the bank. The Fed is where the government goes to borrow money. There's other ways, bonds and stuff like that, but typically when they need a bunch of money really quickly, they'll go to the Fed. So the Federal Reserve is a bank that's not a bank. It has no reserve, and it ain't federal. So go figure. Uh, it's more like a mafia. I don't know. Like they run this world really because the dollar controls so much of the world, right? Through debt, through imports. So the Fed comes out and says that they would like to cut interest rates in September. Uh, I love the way it's written. It says the U.S. Federal Reserve is likely to start interest rate cuts in September. So that tells me a couple things. Number one, that's not a guarantee. That's why they word it the way they do. But a sentence like this would rally the market and make a bunch of rich people richer. Nothing wrong with being rich. Nothing wrong with being rich people. Nothing wrong with the rich getting richer. I would like to be in that position one day, and I hope you do too. But since we're not, we have to learn how to get there, right? So, and we have to learn to read between the lines. So the U.S. Federal Reserve is likely to start interest rate cuts in September. Uh, so does not guarantee that they'll cut it. It does give you a good warm, fuzzy feeling going into an election year, though. So I always say, man, they timed this stuff perfectly. We're about 100 days away from an election. All I'm going to say to you is, look, just vote the right way. We'll leave it at that. And in spite of your feelings, okay? So the Jerome Powell wants to cut it. Let me find out something really quick because I've always been under the impression that a president let's find out who appoints the Fed chairman, which is Jerome Powell now. So who appoints the Fed chairman? I've never really known this. The chairman of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve is appointed by the President of the United States with the Senate advice and consent. I've always said that, but I didn't know if it was true. I just always said something I thought was true. You ever did that and you're like, nah, it goes this way, and then you find out that ain't how it worked, buddy. So, but I've always thought that was true. And apparently it is true. So the chairman serves a 4-year term and presides over meetings of the board. Currently, Jerome Powell holds the position. Jerome Powell was actually nominated by Trump and confirmed by the Senate in 2017. So does that mean he's going to stay? I don't know. Can the Fed chairman do multiple terms? Let's see. Can Fed chairman be fired? Let's see. Can they? The chairman of the Board of Governors can be removed by the president, but there are some considerations, legal authority, and then some other stuff. So I guess they kind of can if you kind of go through some steps. Let's see. Will Trump replace Powell? And the reason I'm saying Trump is because it looks that way. All right, so Fed, and this is interesting. So this tells us there's going to be a dilemma because if I'm not mistaken, all right, so there's rumors that Trump is saying, so Trump says he would let Fed's Jerome Powell finish his term if he wins. And then it says, well, this was in July. Then in February, it said that Trump said he would replace political Jay Powell. That's interesting because he appointed him, but so I don't know. I'm seeing like both things. I'm seeing he will fire him, seeing he would not. So we can't go off any of that. Politico.com says Fed poised to cut interest rates, ignoring Trump and lawmakers. So Trump does not want, let me see if, so it appears that Trump doesn't want the interest rates cut. The problem here, because we're going to talk about it on this video, the problem here is what happens if the Fed cuts interest rates. What happens to the average American, right? And so I'm here to let you know, let's see, Trump recently told Bloomberg that cutting rates just weeks ahead of a November vote is something that central banks shouldn't be doing. I'm 100% with that. I think that should, because of the reason they do this, because I believe it's political bias, when you do it right before an election, you had an opportunity to cut it all year, but you didn't. Everything's still the same. They want inflation at 2% to give them wiggle room. They don't want it at zero. They want it at 2% to give wiggle room, which is fine. But the problem with inflation, the number's not the reality. They don't count some things like food and gas, which cost the most. So go figure out. Inflation rate is just a joke. It's not a number. It's not the core rate. Trump wants the rates to stay the same right now. I agree with him because if the Fed comes out and do like a 0.25% cut, which if I'm not mistaken is the lowest they can do, they're gonna then the whoever's running for president is gonna say that happened under my term. We're getting rates down, and they'll be able to use that. I don't know if it'll help, but they are able to use that. So I don't like that, and uh, so I don't know, but the fact that they're talking about cutting it late could be that the Fed wants the other party out. I don't know, so kind of read between the lines. I just see when it says September and you make that announcement up front that you're kind of posturing, right? Saying that, hey, we know the election's in November. We're not going to wait till after. Just, hey, meet us at the door right before the election, and we got some free goodies for you, right? And so people start remembering that, and then you start, because when you say you're going to cut the rates, a lot of things come into play. Now you can start saying that, hey, houses are going to be more affordable. Rents are going to go down. Cars, you're going to be able to buy a car. You're going to be able to get the American dream, and they can start selling all of that. And you got to be careful about all of that. So that's what I don't like about it. By the way, if you get any value from this, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. If you guys want me to start doing more videos like this, subscribe, thumbs up, and then put a #1 in the comment if you want me to come on, like 2-3 times a week and just do some news. And that's all I'm giving you guys. By the way, if your only source of income is your job, you live in a very, very dangerous financial lifestyle. That blueprint is going to ruin you because there is a pandemic in America of people losing their jobs. They're literally working, finishing their shifts, and getting fired in the parking lot. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to you. It's happened to me before. It's not a good feeling, especially when you got family and friends, especially when you're not making enough money anyways, and you need that paycheck. My advice is to start making money when you're not at work. So when you're at home, I'm sitting here in my kitchen at home today. When you're at home and you're not working, making money on the job, use your phone, pick up your phone, get very creative, start finding ways to make money on your phone so that wherever you go, you take your phone with you, you can still make money. I don't care if you make 100 a day, 200 a day, 300 a day, it does not matter. Learn how to use your phone to make money. If you would like to see a free video or to get into a free live training, I should say, where I'm going to be teaching you how to start a middleman business from your phone, I've been doing it since 2020. It's all I do. I simply use my phone to make money. All I do is I have a moving service. You guys have seen my videos. My moving service is Jumpin' Jack Movers. We're working on changing some things with it now, but I've been doing it since 2020. All we do essentially is find people, customers who need to be moved, take a deposit from those customers. We book them. We take a deposit from them. Well, all we do is take their information. That's a booking. Take the deposit. That's my money. So we make about $150 every customer we get. So if I book 5 customers in a day, I make $750 without leaving my kitchen. Really, I could do this from here. And I've been doing it since 2020. I made 77 grand the first year. I know it's not a lot, but we're doing a whole lot better than we were then. But if you want to learn how to do it, whether it's extra money on the side or whether it's something you want to take full time, it's up to you. I have students that are on pace to do $10,000 in the first 6 months, and I love that because that's amazing. And so I teach you how to use your phone to make money. You're going to book customers, take deposits from the customers. That's going to go into your bank account. And then you're going to dispatch the work to ISPs or independent service professionals in the area who already do the work. So if I book you for a moving job, you're going to pay me a $150 deposit. I'm going to schedule you. And then I'm going to send your information to an actual moving company who's actually going to do the moving for you, not me. I just book you. So, like whenever you call to like order out or something like that, I know Pizza Hut, Domino's, a lot of places have those call centers. So it's kind of like a call center. So a customer's going to reach out to you. If you reach out to order a pizza, someone's going to pick up in a call center and do all the scheduling, but the work's going to be done inside the pizza store. That's where the work gets done. But the call center makes money by booking you. So we make money by booking the customer. I have students who do it for home cleaning services, commercial cleaning services, website design, graphic design, pressure washing, painting. I have students who also do it for moving, for TV mounting, for all kinds of stuff. You choose your own industry you want to get into. If you know someone who actually does some work, it's easy to partner with them and start making money right away. So put middleman in the comments below if you want to learn how to do that. Get into the free live training that's coming up. Please don't miss it. All right. And again, put one in the comments if you want me to start doing this more, doing like a live news report. If you guys want it, I'll probably do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. But I enjoy doing it. I like to get thorough, get into some research, and start finding this stuff out so you guys can be prepared. Smash thumbs up if you get any value from this. I appreciate it. And hit subscribe if you don't mind. So again, what does this mean for the average person? So 90% of the people in America are considered average. Most people in America, let's see. Most people in America, for sure, I know most people in America make less than 100K. All right, so pretty much 90%, I was right. So pretty much 90% of Americans make less than 100,000 per year. The majority of Americans make 50,000 or less, almost 60%. And then 90% make up to 99,000. But 90% make less than 100,000. So I don't know if you know, that means 1 out of 10 people are very close to struggling out here, because $100,000, if you haven't watched my video, go back and watch it. $100,000 is not, first of all, it's not $100,000. That breaks down to, let me see, just want to be clear. And taxes on 100K income is, let's see, I would assume it's about 25%. Looks like about 20% because I'm seeing different numbers. I don't know how. Oh, there it is. Federal income tax bracket. I gotta download this. All right, let's go to Nerd Wallet. What do they say? It's one of the sites I like. So tax brackets for 100K. If you make 100K or more, you're at 24%. Jeez. I said 25, but good Lord. All right, so 24%, we'll just say 25. So if you're at 100K, you make 100K for the year, 25% goes out, so now you're down to 75K. Divide the 75K by 12 months, you're looking at about $6,000 and some change per month. If you live in like a really nice neighborhood that's really safe, really good, stores everywhere, good people, a lot of amenities like I live, the lowest rent in my neighborhood, whether it be like a townhouse or a house, the houses are higher, but the townhomes are about $3,000 per month. So let's just say rent in a good neighborhood. That's not even buying a house because that's out of the question, but rent in a good neighborhood, really nice place that you enjoy, you like coming home to, let's say about $2,500. So out of that 6,000, you're down to about 3,500. If you have a car note and insurance, that's about 1,000. That's only one car. And insurance, that's about 1,000. Sometimes more. We'll just say 1,000. So all of a sudden, you're from 20. You spend 25. Now you spend 35. I'm just doing this in my head. Now you spend 35. What am I doing in my head for? I got a notebook right here, guys. Before my son confiscates it and writes all kinds of stuff in it. Let's do the math. So let's say 100K breaks down to 75K, which is about 6,000 and let's see. So we'll just say 6,250. I'm doing this in my head, so I could be wrong. We'll just say about $6,250 a month. Not bad. Sounds like a lot until you get your rent. Your rent For a really nice house, we'll keep it low at about 2,500. Your car and insurance, we'll just say 1,000. I know some people out there going 1,000. No, try 1,500. We'll just leave it at that. You got your regular utilities around the house, your energy, your water, your sewer, all that. We'll just put it at 500. All of a sudden, you are at $4,000 gone. You got a bunch of health insurance and stuff that you get from, so we'll just put, insurances, your health, your dental, things like that. I'll stay low. I'll put F500. I know it's a lot more. Then you have of course, your phone. Got to have your phone, your Wi-Fi, all of that together is probably going to be about 150. If you have apps or anything like that, another 50. So all of a sudden you're at 200 there. Food and gas, F&G. Food and gas, I always say about $500 per month. I know it could be a lot more, and I'm just doing this, just break it down for you really quickly. I know I probably missed some other things, but we'll just leave it at that. So what else did I miss? I feel like I missed some other things. I know there's something else. If you have daycare, you're broke. Just put it like that. If you have daycare, you're broke. We have 2 kids in daycare. We spend $3,000 per month on daycare. So rent, let's see, 25, 35, 45, 50, 52. So without daycare, you have about $1,000 back. Now, if you have another car, that's for one car. If you have 2 cars, you're broke. If you have, 2 cars for sure, you're broke. If you have a big family and you got to cover these insurances, you're broke. If you have daycare, you're broke. If you take a vacation or a trip, you spend too much gas, you drive too much, you're broke. That's why these gig jobs are so important, and I love them because you got to have them. But if you do those things, you are broke. So just remember that. You have $1,000 left. Anything happens, you're broke. You can't go and take vacations or anything like that. Even if you save all those $1,000 for the entire year, you're only at 12 grand. That's tough. That's not going to change your life. Can't buy you a house. That's why I keep saying 100 grand is not a lot of money. It's so sad because that rent a few years ago would have been, 1,200, would have been half that. That car note, instead of it being 700, would have been 350. Right there alone, you would have saved about 1,500. Just right there alone. Utilities would have been lower. Insurance would have been lower. Right there alone, you'd probably saved about $2,000. So that's how quickly that changed. Didn't say it to scare you. Said it to wake you up. So I hope it blesses you and changes your life. For the average person, you are in trouble. I just showed you $100,000. Ain't even a lot of money anymore. If you make less than that, it's struggle life. And I hate to say it. That's why I keep saying I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying to wake you up so you can look at your account and go, wait a minute, this is struggle life. And wait a minute, I do need to do something about this. And the thing that you need to do is very simple. Because you guys are going to say, get small, cut everything you don't need, move in with your mama, live in a closet. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you this. Because you're not going to enjoy life if you hate the way you live. Now, if you got to sacrifice for a short time, I've done that, do it. But if my advice is, listen, obviously don't pay for things you don't necessarily need, obviously. But other than that, make more money. How do you do that? Use your phone. Your phone can make you a lot of money very quickly, but you guys don't do it. You guys don't do it. I'll give you a quick hack right now that you can do on your phone. Just something simple. You can go to Craigslist right now. I'm sorry. Facebook. You can go to Facebook Marketplace right now. By the way, if you're getting any value from this, smash thumbs up. You can go to Facebook Marketplace right now, find a free product. So you might go on there. Let me do it because I tell you stuff, and I always want y'all to know I don't just say stuff. Like usually the things that I'm talking about, I've already done these things, or I've experienced it, so I know what I'm talking about. I don't just make stuff up just for the sake of just telling you something, right? So go to Facebook Marketplace. I'm on it now. There's a free basketball goal. All right, so this is All right, so there's a free basketball goal I wish I could show you. Maybe I can. Let's see. I'll show you while we do it. All right, so I'm on Facebook Marketplace right now, and there's a basketball goal, and it says, somewhere on here it says free. Up there it is. Free, listed 6 hours ago, free to anyone who wants to come pick it up. So kids probably got older, somebody's moving, it's like, man, come get this thing out of my yard, right? So it's not bad, not bad. Now, let me ask you guys, what do you think, how much do you think you can get for that basketball goal? How much do you think? I would say something like that. I don't know what a basketball goal costs, but I'll just ask for $75, just me. I'll just ask for $75 and I'm willing to take 50. I don't say that, but I'll take 50. Really, I could take anything and win because it costs me nothing. So I could take that basketball goal right there, go pick it up if I can. 75, and then what I would do, because I got it for free, and then I would shoot from there to, let's see, from Marketplace to, let's see, I would go to Craigslist. Right, I would go to Craigslist, maybe here in Dallas, something where I'm living. And I would simply run over to Craigslist, and then where is it? I guess you can list an item for sale. Okay, right there. Can you list it for sale, right? I don't know. Oh, post an ad. So you'd have to post an ad, and then I would go over and go through all of that and list. I'm not going to go through every step, but I would go over there and list an item for sale. But let me see what basketball goals are going for. I hope I don't have to type that again. I typed in basketball goal. It's showing me junk remover. So go figure. While I'm on the services, I don't know. Put it under for sale. See if up there it is. So basketball go. There's another free one. Boy, you don't even have to buy stuff anymore. Just go free. Just a little simple one like the one I saw. What do those go for? Somebody put 60 right there. There's a 90. So I know anywhere between like 90 and 50 is a good deal. This one's 45. So all I would do is just simply go on here, hit post, take those pictures without even buying it. With it, so I would go. You can go and pick it up for free. It's up to you. There's another way you can do it. You don't necessarily have to go and pick the item up. Let's say you don't have a truck to go and get that item, no problem. What I would do is I would simply go to Facebook Marketplace every day just to make a few dollars. I would go, and this puts you in the habit of making money when you're not at work. I would go to Facebook Marketplace. I would, using my phone, I would snap all those pictures, copy all those pictures to my phone, even copy what the person wrote, use good, free to anyone who can pick it up. I'm not copying that. Currently does not have spring attached, but spring is included, needs to be, blah, 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 good condition, ready for somebody to work on their jump shot, right? Because you always tell them what it'll do for them, not how much it costs. And then I would list it and just put it at $75. Maybe clean it up or something like that if I go pick it up. Now, me, I'm not going to pick it up. If you want to pick it up, that's up to you. But what I would do is I would sell it first. So I would go home there, communicate, hey, where's this thing? I'd love to come get it, get the information. I know where to pick it up from. Then I would go to Craigslist or some other app, post it for sale, use all the pictures, write up something nice about it, and then I would post it for sale for $75. Somebody gets on there and say, hey, would you take 60? Absolutely. You can cash at me or Venmo me 60. Here's their address to come pick it up. They pay me the 60. I'm paid. They shoot over there and pick it up. Got nothing to do with me. I'm paid. I made $50, $60 from the house. So that's actually being a middleman. That's why I love the idea of being a middleman, because you don't have to do the work. So how do we even get into that? I don't know. I'm just here to bless you and change your life. All I ask in return is that you love me back, right? Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. I appreciate that. Tell someone else about the channel. Help me to grow this channel. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. I know there are channels that get 2 million subscribers, but man, for me to have 2,000 people listening to me talk about things I've been through and the need for you to financially get yourself together, hey, I appreciate that. So again, if you want to learn how to build your own middleman business, put middleman in the comments below. I'll teach you how to do it. It's very simple. I'll even share with you a video to break down what is a middleman business. And we could do that. If you want me to start doing these daily briefings, I guess we can call it, just let me know. I put a 1 in the comments and I can start doing more of these lives during the day and we'll do these briefings. For the average person, though, you're in trouble financially. If the Fed cuts rates, that's going to drive the cost of everything up, not down. So the poor and the middle class, you guys are the ones that are paying for inflation. The rich and the wealthy, they continue to get rich. The reason being is because, quick example, your rent 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago might have been $1,000, hypothetically. The same rent today is $2,000. Well, that's bad for you because it costs you more for the rent. It's great for the person who owns the home. They doubled their income from you. So don't believe the hype that everybody's trying to get rid of inflation. That's not true. I just showed you why. And if you were on the other side, you wouldn't want inflation cut either. Just be real. I wouldn't. So the asset owners are winning. Those who own the liability live in the house. The house is a liability to you. Yes, I know you need a house, but it's still a liability. Don't get mad about it. Be logical. Cash flows away from your pocket from the thing. If the house takes money from you, that's a liability. If the house gives money to you, that's an asset. That's all you need to know. And now you can classify liabilities and assets. And so, but you need to be aware, you need to make good decisions. The stock market is at an all-time high. Me personally, I wouldn't touch anything that was at an all-time high because the only way it can go down, is down. So I would never touch anything that's at an all-time high. Somebody asked me the other day, why don't you invest in the stock market? And I was like, I will when it comes down. When it's the Titanic, then I'll invest. As long as it's floating, I don't want anything to do with it. Let's look at the Dow today. Because I believe it's at an all-time high. All right, so it's down just about 500 points today, which means it was almost at 41,000 when it closed yesterday. The all-time high for the stock market was 41,000, got very close to that. If you want to know how inflated the stock market is, let me show you something. Let's go back to the crash of 2020. Seems like forever. Stock market was at 21,000. That's it. It's doubled in 4 years. Unheard of. Unheard of. You know why? Because they're printing money to save it. Killing you, crushing you, creating inflation, but it's making the rich richer. They all protect each other, guys. Don't for a second believe they don't. So the stock market's at an all-time high. Dow Jones, just unbelievable. These numbers. 52% increase. Just the market's doubled. Just, it's insane. What did it look like? I'm curious. What did it look like in 2008, the last crash, big crash we had? 2008, that market was at 8,000, so almost 9,000. That thing's at 40,000 points today. So a lot of rich people made a lot of money, and your 401ks probably did great. But what I'm worried about is that blip, meaning when they can no longer print money, because they've been printing money to save this. When they can no longer print money to save it, that's when the tsunami is going to come in. And you're going to find out who's swimming naked when the water goes out. So just be mindful, just be prepared. Me personally, I wouldn't buy anything. You can make money in any market, but I just think the smart way to do it is wait until it crashes and then buy low and sell high like the rich do. It's only the poor and the middle class who dive in when things are at an all-time high. And then the rich sell it. Think of it. Think about it. If it was that great to have it, why are they selling it to you when it's at an all-time high? Because you're the sucker. All right, let's look at Bitcoin for today. Bitcoin price today, 62,000, almost 63. All right, let's go back 1 year. This time last year, Bitcoin was at 29,000, doubled. Then it skyrocketed to 73,000. and then it dipped again to 57, and people are still on fire for Bitcoin. I don't see any value in Bitcoin. There's nothing you can do with a Bitcoin except store. To me, it's like virtual gold. It's just a storage place. There's nothing I could really do with it except sell it to somebody else. It's just an investment tool at this point. Will it become more? Probably, but right now it's not. So Trump likes Bitcoin though. So, but again, I wouldn't touch anything that's at an all-time high. Bitcoin's at an all-time high. On March 13th, it went to 73,000, which was at an all-time high. I would not have touched that because just a couple of days, just a couple months, about a month later, it dropped down to 60,000. So from 73 to 60,000 and then back up to 71, you could have made 11,000. Anyway, guys, I got to go. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the free live training. Put middleman in the comments.